So how can you use this connecting words chart to help you in writing better sentences, in correcting your sentences? I just want to show you a couple ways, and you will have a chance to practice some of them for homework. The first thing you can do using your connecting words chart is fix punctuation in sentence structures, in sentences where you have used these types of connecting words. So if a lot of this information is new to you, you need to go slowly and use the chart for each question. Analyze the sentence, figure it out, and check it. In the beginning, this is a slow process. But as you do this process more and more, it becomes quicker, it becomes easier, and more automatic. But in my opinion, that is how you develop your high-level writing skills. First, slowly, and later, more automatically. So let's try that kind of slow process with a couple of these, and then we'll analyze, and then I'll give you a chance to practice too. So we have, the students complained when the teacher announced the test. So here we have the connecting word when. So I'm going to go to my connecting words chart and look up when, and I see when in green, okay, in a time order. So in green, if the connecting word is in the middle of the sentence, I don't use a comma. So don't use a comma if the subordinator is in the middle of the sentence. So that means this does not need any punctuation. This one is already correct. Number 2, the boy was crying, however, his mother was laughing. So here I'm going to look for the connecting word however. Back over to my connecting words chart. Okay, and I find however, it is in blue, meaning a contrast. So for blue, I see that my options are either to put a comma before, or sorry, semicolon before and a comma after, or a period before and a comma after. So I'll go back over to that practice activity, and I will say period, capital H, however, and then a comma after. Okay, until my baby fell asleep, I couldn't get any work done. So I think this is until. Pop back on over here. Find the word until. Here it is in green. So what's the rule for green, subordinator, in the beginning of a sentence? Use a comma between the clauses, in the middle of the sentence. So I would say, until my baby fell asleep, comma, I couldn't get any work done. So that was a modeling, an example of the thought process that you can use to analyze some of these sentences. So practice this more. If you already know it pretty well, you can go faster. If it's new for you, just take your time and go slowly so that you can build your confidence and your automaticity. That means sort of like your speed in resolving some of these questions. Let me show just a couple more ways that we can practice. Okay, one thing that we can do with our chart is we can practice combining actual sentences. So we wanted to travel to Paris for spring break. We didn't have enough money. Okay, so one way that we could connect these sentences is just using a coordinating conjunction. That means a fan voice. Okay, so maybe you can already see that this is sort of a contrast. So we should say here, we wanted to travel to Paris for spring break, comma, but we didn't have enough money. Okay, now imagine I want to make my sentence more sophisticated. So instead of using but, I want to use another connecting word that means the same as but. So instead of using but, I could use however, nevertheless, or nonetheless. I just need to change the punctuation. So I could copy these, I could paste them here, okay, and I can change it to say, however, we didn't have enough money, okay, or I could even use a green connecting word, like although, or even though. I just have to change my punctuation, and I'll review a little bit that punctuation. If I put although in the beginning, I need a comma after. So let's try in the middle. So let's try it like that. And I will paste it here and I will say, although We wanted to travel to Paris for spring break. I don't need but. We didn't have enough money. So hopefully this shows you how you could use your connecting word to make different sentences and to make more complex sentences. So you have a chance to practice that too. Finally, you can use your connecting words chart to correct mistakes with connecting words. Okay, so we will be talking more about this in the future when we study run-ons and fragments. However, to begin, I will look at these couple of sentences with you. Okay, although he wants to succeed, but he has many obstacles to overcome. In this sentence, the person has used two connecting words, although and but. It's possible to use two connecting words, however, they must each have the correct number of clauses. And with although, we need two parts of our sentence, okay? So we can either use although and remove but, or we could remove although and use but. Okay, so we could say he wants to succeed, but he has many obstacles to overcome, or although he wants to succeed, he has many obstacles to overcome. Okay, one more together before we move on. Garrett can attend the party, comma, his wife will not be there. You will notice here that we have a subject and a verb and a subject and a verb. Whenever we have this situation of two subjects and two verbs in English, we cannot separate them just with a comma. We cannot separate them with a comma. That is a run-on sentence. You could either put a period and make a new sentence, okay? Or in this case, since we are practicing connecting words, you could say semicolon, however, his wife will not be there. Okay, so you can we cannot just put a comma, we have to join it with a connecting word. So those are three different ways that you can practice connecting words, and you will be able to do them in your homework. Adding punctuation, combining sentences, and correcting sentences. Then once you feel, once you do this kind of practice, you will be ready to apply this to your own writing.